Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Instagram, thank you for staying tuned. Today's guest is Ravi Menghani, a dynamic entrepreneur and investor with a passion for footwear and sports with 14 years of experience in strategy and business development. He's playing a crucial role in shaping successful projects in the retail and licensing industries. Welcome, Ravi, to the show. Thank you for being here on Monday morning.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us here. It's been a pleasure to talk about what we've been doing, and of course to let the audience know about Keen Footwear.
Cool.
That's the new brand that we kind of onboarded. So yeah, thank you very much for having us here.
Awesome.
Well, thank you for being here. My first question, if you can just tell me and Casey and the audience about Keen Footwear and what excites you about the brand.
It's a brand out of Portland, Oregon. For them to understand, it's the same town where Nike was incepted. So it comes from the US. Built by guys who are really like outdoor enthusiasts. So one of the first sandals that footwear that actually took off was something they called Newport, which was named by the consumer as the ugly sandal. So the brand basically talks a lot about functionality over fashion. And the sandal that I was just talking about they want to make a sandal that has toe support. Because usually you have outdoor sandals and you constantly hit something and your toe hurts. So that was a sandal that made Keen the big thing. And they've been into the industry for the last 20 years. We've been seeing the success over time, especially in the west, and then they kind of took over to the far eastern side as well. So looking at the success, we thought the brand would probably do well, especially with whatever's happening with the UAE and how people are kind of getting more outdoor, walking, trekking, and all of that. So it looked like the time was right to bring this brand here, and that's what got us excited, and we brought it.
So interesting. I want to ask you about functionality over fashion a little bit, but first of all, let's just talk about weather conditions in the UAE right now.
Well, yeah.
So why do you think people in the UAE need this type of footwear?
So it's just the effect of post-COVID, right? Everybody after COVID wanted to understand that. I basically understood want to go out, do more outdoorsy things. So running became a big thing, and it is still. And then following that, we always felt like there was something else that's needed. With kind of education people have, just want to be outdoor, whether that's trekking. We can see what happening at Hatta. We are also seeing a lot of events that happen outdoors. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why we felt like the brand is the right time to bring the brand here. So yeah. Pretty much.
Well, we know that Keen Footwear is very big on sustainability. Yeah. So if you can just tell us and explain to us more about sustainability and Keen Footwear as well.
So the whole part with Keen, when they produce shoes for the longest time, they've been constantly saying that we're making footwear that is PFAS free. So this is something which is called forever chemicals. Every shoe, everything that we basically wear has them. Keen's kind of move away from that, so they've been using water-based adhesives that doesn't do a lot of impact. When it comes to leather tanning, they used processes which basically don't waste a lot of water, recycle those water, and again, when it comes to also the newer kind of material that they've been using a lot of recycled plastic bottles in terms of bringing it to their footwear. So yes, I think it's consciously created footwear, I would say. So they've been doing it for about 6-7 years now. So yeah.
Do consumers ask questions about where the shoes come from? And please tell us the process in terms of making a shoe that's actually sustainable. Is it easy for a brand to make that happen?
No, it's quite painstaking. I mean, the world works where we live in a world where you want to have the costs as down as possible, and of course, sourcing this product, which is it doesn't exist as much in terms of development. It's coming now. There's a lot of talk about sustainability. Everybody talks about it, but I think moving forward, we will see a lot more products making it cheaper, easier to source. But at this point of time, yeah, I mean, just sourcing all the water bottles, creating them into fiber, putting them into the shoes, having adhesive which is water-based, it's not chemicals, because we probably live an average 80 years. These chemicals probably last thousands of years. Shoes don't decompose, so it takes over years for them. So whatever we wear, we just chuck them into in garbage, and then it just stays there for years until it decomposes back. So yeah, answering to your question, it takes a while, and yeah, for now, I think it's challenging, but I think people are getting more educated about what's happening with their clothing, what's happening with their footwear. So it's one step closer to having footwear that you could be saying that it's more conscious, it's more good for the planet. We're not just wearing something that we don't know what we're wearing.
Got you.
So are the shoes hazard proof?
like Dubai last.
Yeah, like for example, like short rocks, uneven surfaces, and so on.
So the shoes basically I would say that for an outdoor shoe, they got enough traction, so that's basically what you need. When you're trekking. Alongside, they've got what you also need to do is protect yourself from water. As one thing that you don't want is wet feet. So that's what happens with these shoes. They're water resistant. They have drying technology, so it basically you just leave it. It dries on its own very quickly. And yeah, for those off-road trekking, you have enough traction on the heel. So yes, this is kind of good.
Can we talk about this shoe? Which is the walking shoe?
So that's the walking shoe. So I mean, this is what we're trying to tell people. We have a lot of running shoes in the market. From all the brands across. Keen basically thought about just around COVID time that we need a shoe that is great for walking only, because our biomechanics are very different. When you walk and you run, while you're walking, most of the time your foot is on the ground. It has some, but when you're running, you have that few seconds that your feet, both the foot, is on the ground. So the pressures are very different. This is very unique to Keen. They have a curved technology that allows you to basically walk. Then you feel like you're kind of rolling into your next stride. So it makes your 10,000 steps feel like 5,000. So that's I would say how it is.
We need to put that to the test for sure. So there's a walking shoe specifically designed for walking, which you're right.
Yeah.
That doesn't really get enough attention, and many of us, I could tell you I'm a runner, but in fact I'm more of a walker than I'm of a runner, that's for sure.
Same. I mean, I have like my watch, and I try to finish my 10,000 steps around the house or around the area and so on, but I don't finish them.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, so I think people, they all like to walk, but they don't understand that you need specific footwear, which sounds crazy, but it is actually true that you need that kind of, because the biomechanics are so different. So yeah.
And the next shoe here, is this the Unique?
That's unique, yes.
It is certainly unique. Talk to us about brands deciding to go functionality over fashion. And I think it makes a statement itself, right?
Oh, it does. I mean, people perceive the shoe, as really great looking to an ugly sandal. But what I would say, it's so unique. It's actually made by just cord and two soles. The cord's basically a recycled fiber. So the great thing about this footwear is that it's wide enough, so it has enough space for your toes to wiggle, but at the same time it has a smaller heel, so it has enough support in it. It has enough room. The actual sole itself, the insole is anti-odor, so you wear sandals, and if you're outdoors, you might get sweaty feet, but it doesn't stink. So that's kind of cool about this. And then at the same time, it's with the world that it is, influencers have kind of picked onto this, and they've kind of been styling it in their own ways. So I think it's the most comfortable sandal that I've worn, and I think a lot of people and a lot of consumers have come back. So this is probably Keen's best-selling shoe at the moment. So yes, it's quite cool.
Have you seen like an upward? Sorry, I just have a question on this specifically. Have you seen an upward rise in expenditure? Do you think people are really interested in statement shoes, right? Because I think 10 years ago, everyone was wearing the same shoes all the time.
Yeah.
And thanks to certain brands, people now are like, I'm comfortable and I don't care. Like, do you see that that's the trend right now?
I mean, comfort's become a big deal, right? I mean, back in the day, we made wear shoes that would hurt, but we look like, hey, looks good on us, so we have to wear it. And everybody was kind of doing that. I think last few years with, of course, this whole trend changing with sneakers and stuff, we've always seen that, people want to be more comfortable in what it is. And then again, some silhouettes have been able to express yourself more, and that's exactly how we want to be self-expressive. So I think in that sense, yeah, this kind of brings in certain style, which some people love it.
Cool.
So yeah, I think it's very unique. I mean, it stands for the name, right? It's unique, so it kind of gives you that
exactly
feel as well. So yeah.
It is. So of course, I'm sure that like creating the product must have taken a lot. So do you have I would say conversations with hikers, people who walk and so on, just to improve the shoes more?
I mean, each shoe that Keen does, it goes through vigorous tests, and of course they bring in a lot of these outdoor enthusiasts to come and test the shoes and tell them exactly what's right, what's wrong, how do you feel with them. So like Unique took about the walking shoe took 3 years before it actually got into the consumer. So they're very slow and they take their own sweet time to make sure the product is great. But coming down to also influencers and the brand goes out there, especially when it comes to some of their lines, they actually go out to environmentalists to actually then go and promote the brand. So that's one side of the branding that's done. The other is, of course, products like Unique would do collaborations with brands like End, which is a sneaker brand, Hiking Patrol. So these sort of, they bring collaborations into a place as well. But again, any product goes out into market is being, vigorously tested before it goes, yeah.
What are the challenges with introducing a brand that's clearly well loved in the States, but introducing it to a whole new market, particularly the Middle East?
I mean, the challenge, of course, to get the word out for people to know that it's finally here. If they were the fans of the brand, and if not, then Dubai is there's so much of noise around anything that you bring in, right? So and what with Keen at least is that it's such unique, so it kind of stands out on its own. So I feel like we've been a little lucky with there. And of course, the USPs are such where we feel that it would probably get momentum is when people start wearing it. I mean, word of mouth is great in Dubai, and in the city itself. So we feel, we'll probably bring it out, and the comfort that it offers, I'm quite confident that it will stick and people will love it.
I'm a walker, I'm a hiker, I'm sold.
I mean, I am a walker myself, but because I'm a walker myself and I do have my own sneakers, so I do not tend to, I would say, pay attention to the details, while walking. All I know is that I'm finishing my steps and walking, right? That's what matters to me. So if you could just give me and Casey and everyone who loves to walk insights of what difference actually is does the shoes make while walking from other shoes?
See, the main difference or the main key areas is the way it's been made. I mean, comfort is the backbone of the shoe. So we have a lot of, there's a lot of responsive cushioning here. So when it's all about education, right? You said people wear shoes, they don't think about feet. The last thing that we think about is our foot, right? Which is basically all the load bearing that's happening because we on our feet all the time. So the footwear was made understanding cushioning to a point where it's responsive. Structure where it's like when you're talking about walking, it has that the geometry that is curved. Comfort's important. Enough space. You don't want chafing. You want to make sure there's enough room at places you need room. There's enough support, whether there's arch support, heel support. So I think in totality, it's a footwear that's made understanding the foot biomechanics. So I think in that sense, it is something that's really good for your feet, good for the planet. And it looks a bit strange, but again, that's how the brand stands for.
Can I just say, I can think about 5 people I'm going to get these for Christmas because you want to get gifts for people that they'll actually use that will make a difference in their lives.
Sure.
And I think this is for conscious shoppers.
Oh, for sure, absolutely.
And I'm sold. I'm absolutely sold.
Fantastic.
Where can people buy them?
So we're going online with 6th Street. So that's where we're currently launching the brand, and then from there on, most retailers would be carrying it. We've got a store called Soul Therapy in Festival City that will be carrying it, and then again we're doing a lot of regional work as well. So you will find them on keen.ae very, very soon, and the first launch is going to be with 6th Street.
Best of luck with expanding the brand across the country and the region, I have no doubt.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us here. And I'm glad you like the shoes.
Thank you for joining us. Guys, that brings us to the end of the show. We're back with you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Bye-bye from me.
Bye-bye.